Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Fellow Americans.
He's been sick. And I think his wife is going to bring him some chicken soup.
Hey, what's going on? It's Dr. Gonzo Boogie here again for another DVD update. And this time I actually don't have any VHSs to show just because I didn't really pick any up. I only picked like one VHS up and I didn't really think it was worth showing in the video anyways. And I actually haven't had time to put a video up in a while, in a week or so, just because I've been in the process of moving. And that's also why all my posters are down. So I've just been moving, just been real busy doing that. So this might be one of my last videos in this room. But if not, you know, that's whatever anyways. I'll have tons of videos when I, you know, move into my new room. But yeah, I think I'll have a little bit of time to squeeze like a couple more videos in before I actually do the move. So really the only stuff that I have to pack is my DVDs and VHSs, which I'm just keeping out until like the day of my move, just because, you know, why pack them all away when I'm still using them all, you know. So I'm just gonna dig right in here and show all the DVDs that I picked up in the past couple weeks. This is another copy of The Evil Dead, which is one of my favorite horror movies ever. And I picked this one up because it's the Ladies of the Evil Dead edition, which comes with a really nice booklet. So I just wanted to add this one to my Evil Dead collection. And this booklet has some really cool photos and everything else in it. Just I always liked this edition of the movie. This is one of the earlier copies of the movie that I used to have, but I traded it in for a couple other copies of this movie. Throughout my life, I've had like probably 4 or 5 different copies of this movie. Right now, this is just the only one I own, but I plan on picking up a couple more. I actually had another copy, but when I picked this one up, I traded my other one in, because the one I had was like a newer Anchor Bay release. It had like the blue like box set cover, but it was just like a single disc edition. So I felt like I upgraded it to this one, the Anchor Bay edition, which has always been one of my favorites. This Anchor Bay Ladies of the Evil Dead edition. Alright, next up is Repo Man, which is a really fun science fiction movie, really campy and fun. I was actually recommended this by a couple people just because it's like considered like a punk rock film. It has a lot of really good punk rock music in it, and some references to like Black Flag songs and other things like that. Just stuff that I thought was kind of cool for being a punk rock new wave fan myself. And this movie took place like with a lot of punk rockers and new wavers around. I think it took place in like LA, so it's just really cool. I thought this was really fun, and it's just a really really campy science fiction film, and I would like highly recommend this. It has to do with like aliens and Repo Man, and it's just a really fun movie. It was actually more fun and it had more going on than I expected, and I would highly recommend this one for anyone who has never really heard of it or seen it. It's like an 80s science fiction movie. Came out in like 1984. Alright, next up is a 2-pack of The Howling and The Howling 2, which these movies I've always been a pretty big fan of the first one. It's not one of my favorite werewolf movies, but I would recommend it, and I've always thought it was good. And it was directed by Joe Dante, and who's also a pretty good director for horror movies and stuff like that. But I'm sure most of you have heard of him anyways, so I don't really feel like I need to explain any more than that. And The Halloween 2 is kind of hard to find on DVD. The single edition of it goes for a pretty good price on Amazon.com. So I'm sure it goes for a pretty good price elsewhere also. But this 2-pack you can get for pretty cheap. On Amazon right now I saw it going for like $6 or $10 new. So it wasn't as rare as I thought when I saw it at the store, but I got this one just for like $5 used. And it was in pretty good condition. So definitely a pretty cool two-pack, and I'm looking forward to checking out both of these movies. I actually haven't seen The Howling in a while, and The Howling 2 I've never seen. I've seen a couple reviews of it online, and I know the original title of The Howling 2 is different. This edition says The Howling 2, Your Sister is a Werewolf, but I remember the original title was like something else. I'll like list it at the bottom of the screen. I remember it being like a weirder like title. Alright, next up we have Jason X, which is, not one of the best Friday the 13th movies, but one of the ones that I've actually grown to like. I remember I saw this one when it first came out in theaters. I was really young at the time, and it like scared the crap out of me. I mean, I used to like this one a lot when it first came out. It was like one of my favorites, just because, I was like, I saw it in theaters, and I was growing up at this time, so this was like the new Friday the 13th movie when like I was first getting into them. So this is the one that I like was seeing action figures for, like posters for, stuff like that when I was growing up. And I remember for a while after that I like disowned this one, like when I was later on when I was like older in high school, probably like 11th, 12th grade, even sort of recently I like disowned this one. I was like, oh, this movie's a piece of crap. Jason in space killing people, it's like, how stupid is that? But I've kind of grown to like this one over the years, because I don't take the series as serious anymore. It's still one of my favorite horror movie series ever, and I love to watch it. I have a marathon of it every year, and that's why I picked this one up too, to watch in my marathons. But it's just a cheesy series in general. It's just about a guy, serial killer. I mean, the first film was about his mother, but who's like a zombie in a sense, who goes around just like murdering people. So just like most horror movie series, it's it's kind of wacky, far-fetched in the first place. So it's like taking it into space isn't that big of a leap if you think about it that way. Even though it still is kind of weird, but I actually like science fiction movies, and this kind of took that like Alien Resurrection, that like space horror movie type thing, and just threw Jason in, which isn't the worst idea, but definitely not the best. What they could have done with the 10th film, I think they could have just made a movie that was like back to basics, because Jason Goes to Hell was so bad. I think that one's worse than Jason X. It's like they should have just taken it back to basics, old school looking, normal guy Jason, bald head, green shirt, freaking just going around a camp killing people for the 10th anniversary film. But of course they throw him in space, but that's that's what the movie business does with stuff like this. So what can I do? But Jason X, decent movie, but definitely not one of the best in the series. Next up here is Escape from LA, which is a really good sequel to Escape from New York. I actually don't like it as much as Escape from New York, but as sequels go, it's pretty good. It could have been a lot worse. And this one's good. It's got the same team as the first one. Deborah Hill, directed by John Carpenter. You got Kurt Russell being badass. And I just love this one. I love Escape from New York, and the sequel is great too. It's got a lot of good actors in it and a lot of other good stuff. Actually, I remember watching this one like a year ago, and I thought it was really good still. Like I said, I didn't think it was as good as the first, but still, really good movie. John Carpenter's one of my favorite directors, so I've been trying to pick up a lot of his films lately. Alright, next up here is Poltergeist, which is actually a birthday gift from my friend Mike. My birthday was actually like a week ago, maybe a little less than that. And this was a present that he gave me on my birthday, which was Poltergeist. And this is a really cool horror movie directed by Tobe Hooper. And this was like produced and written by Steven Spielberg, so it has that like Steven Spielberg like quality to it. Like it's almost family friendly. It's like family friendly and like kid friendly, even though it is a legitly scary horror movie, which is something that Steven Spielberg does good. He's good at making kids movies that are still like legit. He used to be for sure. And like this movie I've always thought was good. I remember when I was watching this as a little kid, I've always always liked this. This is one of the like first horror movies I remember seeing like growing up, just because it has that like Steven Spielberg like name and quality to it. I remember seeing this one when I was younger and just being really scared by it. And this is just a good one, and I plan on getting around to watching this one again real soon, because it's been a while since I've seen this movie like all the way through. I probably saw it on TV like a year ago, but like I said, it's been a while since I actually seen this one on DVD. Alright, next up is Highlander 2, which is the not-so-good sequel to Highlander, which Highlander is just a great science fiction movie. If any of you have never seen that one, I would highly recommend seeing Highlander. Just a really great sci-fi movie. The villain in that movie is like one of the most badass sci-fi villains I can think of. That guy and the villain from Blade Runner are like my two favorite movie villains like ever. And it's just a cool, basic 2-disc edition of the movie. And I think this is the like extended director's cut. I actually have both versions of this on DVD, the director's cut and the original theatrical cut. But I actually don't know if this one comes with the original cut of the movie. I was reading through the features a couple days ago, and I remember I didn't read that. So for being a 2-disc edition, I figured they would probably have enough room to throw the other cut of the movie on here. But it looks like they just totally disowned it and are trying to like forget the other cut. So I'm actually kind of glad I have that on VHS. But yeah, this is Highlander 2, and I wouldn't really recommend this movie, but I would highly recommend the first Highlander movie. Alright, next up is a cool Bruce Lee double feature. I actually been wanting to watch some Bruce Lee again, so I picked this pack up. It's got The Way of the Dragon and Game of Death on it. And this is a really cool pack, and both of these films I've never seen. The only Bruce Lee movie I've ever seen is Enter the Dragon, which I used to own on DVD, and I need to pick up on DVD again. So this pack is really cool. The Way of the Dragon is famous for having the Chuck Norris fight in it, which is pretty cool. And then the Game of Death is famous for having the fight with a really tall basketball player from the day. I forgot his name, but this is just really cool. And Bruce Lee's just the man. He's just awesome. If you don't know that much about Bruce Lee, he's definitely worth reading into, or at least seeing a documentary about, because he's just a really cool guy. And I remember I saw a couple documentaries about him on the History Channel, and I couldn't believe how cool of a guy he was, and he was just really good at what he did. He directed a lot of these movies and wrote them into the like fight choreography and everything like that. He was just a really talented guy and a really smart guy, and I want to pick up a couple more of his films on DVD. Alright, and last here we have a couple of Power Ranger related things. We have the Best of the Power Rangers DVD, which this is a really cool DVD, and I'm glad I picked this one up. It has a lot of the special episodes or crossover episodes where it has more than one like Ranger team in it. Like, and it's pretty cool. Like the In Space one and the Lost Galaxy one is like their crossovers. And the best thing about this though is the Wild Force Forever Red, which is the 10th anniversary Power Rangers special, which is worth owning if you're a Power Rangers fan on DVD or VHS. It's just a great special, and it has 10 Red Rangers all together doing like this epic fight. It's just a really good and really fun episode, especially if you're a Power Rangers fan and if you've seen almost all the seasons. It's just cool seeing all the Red Rangers together, especially seeing some of the older Red Rangers together, like the original one, and Tommy as the Zeo Ranger. It was just really cool. Definitely for a Power Rangers nerd like myself, it's something to geek out about. And this was a really cool pack, and this is kind of hard to find this best of nowadays, and I found this for $5 at like a used DVD and video game store. And last up here is the Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation. This is the live action Ninja Turtles show that was produced by Saban, I think, the same company that put out Power Rangers on TV. And this is like kind of the same deal. They kind of just tried to like Power Rangers Ninja Turtles, which isn't too big of a stretch because Ninja Turtles, you know, kind of was like the same kind of like campy cheese as Power Rangers, anyways, just in cartoon form. So I can see how that works. And this is actually Volume 2. And why I picked up Volume 2 is because it actually features the crossover episodes with Power Rangers in Space, where the Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles actually meet, which is awesome. And I actually own those on DVD, my Power Rangers in Space box set, but I still thought it would be cool to own with the Ninja Turtles, just because when I watch that now, I can watch some of the Turtle stuff that happened around the same time. And so I thought that was kind of cool. And I thought this was just kind of cool also, just because I've never seen this. I mean, I've heard that it's not the best, but, you know, just for what it is, I thought it was worth, you know, just checking out. So that was the update, and like I said, I plan on trying to get a couple more videos up before I actually move out of this apartment. But you know, I'm gonna be moving into a new apartment soon, so there's you know, I've just been real busy lately, so I'll you know, try to get up what I can, and because I have a couple ideas and a couple videos that I've been wanting to put up anyways, I just haven't had the time to put them up lately with my job, plus getting everything ready for moving. But you know, again, definitely give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and you know, leave a comment or something like that. And thanks for watching.